else what
Russia's
we do.
aggression is an attack not just on Ukraine, but on
Congregation
our European
gathering on
values of
today
democracy,
is
freedom,
in
and
regards
rule of
to
law. Ukraine's security
authority on
is
the land.
Europe's security. That's why
Mali,
Parliament is leading the way for EU membership for a sovereign, democratic Ukraine, and stands with those who oppose autocrats around the world.
to serve
Parliament
the
will
land,
support Ukraine's
serve
fight for
public
freedom
opportunity.
for as long
It's
as
our
it
job
takes.
to protect opportunity for land, and we have congregated as a people because decisions from the parliamentary arm have distorted the pathways of Parliament.
Now it is an honor to welcome the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskiy, joining us live.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to acknowledge up front that it's a pretty significant day. As you know, our position as the National Party is unchanged. We won't be supporting the bill beyond second reading, and therefore it won't become law. Oh, well, look, it'll be what
Today
it'll be. I mean,
we
let's
mark
be clear, there's a strong
1,000
depth of
days
emotion
since
on all
Russia
sides of this
unleashed
debate.
its
And,
brutal invasion
yes,
of
it's not
Ukraine.
something that I,
1,000
like or
days
support,
of
but we've
terror,
come to a compromise. And so now it's
suffering
in the hands of
and
the Parliament. It's now in the hands of the
unimaginable
Select Committee.
loss. 1,000 days of courage, resilience and unbreakable spirit. For 1,000 days, the people of Ukraine and you, President Zelenskyy, have shown the world what true bravery looks like. You have stood up, refusing to break. Your people are an inspiration to all who value freedom around the world. And for 1,000 days, this European Parliament has stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of Ukraine and their representatives in the Verkhovna Rada, united and unwavering. And we will continue to stand with Ukraine today, tomorrow, and every day for as long as it takes. This is an assault not only on Ukraine but on the rules-based order, an assault on our values and on our way of life. Peace, democracy and freedom, this is what is at stake here. And we know the sacrifice the Ukrainian people are enduring, not just for themselves, but for all of us. I will forever be proud that this Parliament has led the charge in supporting Ukraine with political, financial, humanitarian and military assistance, and we will always stand for peace, a real peace based on justice, dignity, and the principle of nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. This is
and they
why
have been suspended for 24 hours and not let in the gates to the debating chambers.
This is why we have imposed tough sanctions on Russia,
But the
and we
next
call
day
to
I
go
showed
even
up
further to hit
outside
Russia's
the
war
steps
machine.
with 100,000 of
This
my
is why
people.
we were the first to call for Ukraine's rightful place inside our
Marching with our
European
hands
Union.
held high and our
And this is
flags
why we
waving
were
with
there
pride.
on the ground in Kiev just a couple of weeks after the invasion began.
And we will never,
Today,
ever have to
we send
decide
a
who
clear,
can mess with
simple
our rights
message.
and our sovereignty as an
We
indigenous
stand
people
with
here in
Ukraine
Aotearoa. We
until
are the
freedom,
kingmakers, we are
until
the
real
sovereign
peace.
people of this
For
land,
as
and the
long
world
as
is
it
watching
takes,
us here.
Slava
Not
Ukraini.
because of the system, not because of the rules, but because of the hunger.
And now I give to you, dear President, dear Volodymyr, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, dear Roberta, Madam President, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, our friends of Ukraine. I thank you for supporting Ukraine. Thank you, Roberta, for calling this extraordinary session of the European Parliament to mark 1,000th day of full-scale war. Thank you for ensuring that not a single one of the 1,000 days of this terrible war became a day of betrayal of our shared European values.
Nah, I'm not surprised at all. It's been brewing for a long time. Our people are getting stronger and stronger, and we're finally standing up for what is ours, what we deserve.
Congregation gathering of the day is in regards to authority on the land.
Ukraine, all
Māori,
and our partners
we have
around the world, they have succeeded not only in preventing
an order
Putin from
to serve the land,
taking Ukraine,
serve
but also in
opportunity.
defending the freedom of
It's our
all
job to
European
protect
nations. Even
opportunity,
with
the
North
land,
Korea's
and we have congregated
Kim
as a
Jong-un
people because decisions
by
from
his
the
side, Putin
parliamentary
remains smaller than the United
have
States.
distorted
I
concepts of
urge
Māori.
you not to forget this, and do not forget how much Europe is capable of achieving. And if we could stop Europe's way of life from falling, then we can surely push Russia towards a just peace. Peace is what we desire most. 2 years ago, we proposed the peace formula, and I'm grateful to all of Europe and every partner who has supported it. And you in the European Parliament were among the first to support the peace formula. And the only one who opposes it is the one who started this war. It's Russia. And we must push Russia toward just peace. Every blow and every threat from Russia must be met with firm sanctions. For 1,000 days,
just want to acknowledge up front that this is a pretty significant day. As you know, our position as a National Party is unchanged, and we won't be supporting the bill beyond the second reading, and therefore it won't become law.
In the lifeblood of Putin's regime, in the shadow fleet of tankers, is what keeps it alive.
Well, look, it'll be what it will be.
As
I
long
mean, let's
as
be clear,
these
there's a strong
tankers
depth of
operate,
emotion on all
Putin
sides of this
continues
debate.
to kill. Strong sanctions
yes, it's
are
not something that
essential.
I
I
like
thank
or support,
each of
but we
you.
have come to
Thank
a
you,
compromise.
Roberta,
So
again.
now it's in the
And
hands of the
thank each
Parliament,
of
it's now in the
you
hands
who
of the Select Committee.
supports our people, our resilience, our ability to restore safety even after the most devastating mass attacks by Russia.
To protect
Together we have accomplished much,
or Waitangi.
but we must not fear
And I'm
doing
tired
even more.
of it
Now,
being
Putin has brought 11,000 North Korean troops to Ukraine's borders. This contingent may grow to 100,000. While some European leaders think about, some elections or something like this at Ukraine's expense, Putin is focused on winning this war. He will not stop on his own. The more time he has, the worse the conditions become. Every today is the best moment to push Russia harder, and it's clear without certain key factors, Russia will lack real motivation to engage in meaningful negotiations. Without fires in its ammunition depots on Russian territory, without disrupted military logistics, without destroyed Russian air bases, without its lost capabilities to produce missiles and drones, and without its assets being confiscated. You know very well that Putin does not value people or rules. He values only money and power. These are the things we must take away from him to restore peace. If anyone in Europe thinks they can sell Moscow, Ukraine, or any other country like the Baltic states or the Balkans,
And they have been
Georgia,
suspended
Moldova,
for 24 hours.
and
They're not let in the
gain
gates
something
to
in
the
return.
debating
Let them
chambers.
remember this simple truth. No one can enjoy calm waters amid a storm.
But the
We
next
must
day
do
I showed
everything
up
to end
outside the
this
steps with
war
100,000 of
fairly
my people.
and justly, as you said. And of course,
Marching
together.
with our heads held high and our flags
1,000
waving
days
with
of
pride.
war. A tremendous challenge. Tremendous challenge. Great.
And we
This
will
work
never,
to make
ever have
next
to
year
decide
the year
who
peace.
can
Thank you
live
again.
with
Thank you so
our
much.
rights
Thank
and
you
our
for your
sovereignty as an
resolutions,
Indigenous
your
people here in
decisions,
Aotearoa.
your
We are the
principles,
kingmakers,
your
we
visits
are
to
the sovereign
Ukraine
people
during
of this
the
land,
war,
and the world is
during
watching us
first
here.
year, war,
Not
especially
because of
first
the
year when it was
system,
so
not because
difficult.
of the rules,
And thanks
but because we
and your
haka.
faith in Ukraine. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraine.
Thank you very much, President Zelenskyy. And now I give the floor to Manfred Weber.
It's been brewing for a long time. Our people are getting stronger and stronger, and we're finally standing up for what is ours, what we deserve.
Congregation gathering
President,
today
dear commissioners,
is in regards
Mr. President
to
Zelenskyy, Ukrainian
authority
people.
on the land.
First of all, I want to thank our president because
we have
Roberta
a-
Metsola was the first
a,
European leader representing one of the European institutions to travel to Ukraine, to Kiev
the land,
after
to
the
serve
war
public
started.
service.
And Roberta, thank you so much for this kind of leadership. You made us as an institution proud of doing so.
And we have congregated as a people because
And also
citizens
today's
from
discussion, today's debate with President
parliamentary
Zelenskyy's presence
have destroyed
1,000 days after Putin's
parliament.
war, yes. We mourn the thousands of soldiers and civilians, including 600 children. Our first thoughts today go to all those who lost family members and friends and neighbors. The loss of any life is a tragedy. Putin's war is brutal terror. That's the first what we have to recognize. But there is a second reality behind the 1,000 days. Let's be honest, not so many observers thought that Ukraine would have resisted. Not so many experts thought that the Ukrainian forces would be able to regain occupied territory. Not so many observers thought that Ukraine would show a true European face. And yet, yes, you did it. Today, the Ukrainian people have all the right to say we are Europeans, or Mr. President, as you said several times, the Ukrainians live, believe in and defend the essence of what makes us Europeans, and that's the European way of life.
As you know,
Congratulations and thank you so much. We won't be supporting the bill beyond what do we have to do now? First, we have to talk with our American friends. The war in Ukraine is not a simple regional dispute. The war in Ukraine is a battle line between the free world and brutal dictatorship. Drones produced in Iran, North Korean soldiers fighting against Europeans on European soil. What else do you need as a proof for this geopolitical reality? Second, Europe must prepare to take on more responsibility. We will do what is necessary to give you, Ukrainians, the financial stability you need, whatever it takes, as Roberta said it. Every euro invested in Ukraine is cheaper than, for example, funding more refugees coming to Europe. Thirdly, Ukraine must win on the battleground. Joe Biden shows leadership, allowing Ukrainian forces to use all the weapons they have, also on Russian territory. With this kind of leadership, it is up to the Europeans to do now the same. Chancellor Scholz said that he would take all the steps necessary together with our American friends. That's why please give now Ukraine the necessary Taurus missiles they need. Fourthly, Ukraine will be a member of the European Union soon. I want to thank the European government and the Parliament for all the reforms they have already implemented. You want to become a modern, a free and a democratic country. There is still a lot to do, but the efforts are clear. And we, as European People's Party, support you on this. And the fifth point, dear colleagues, what we have to do? Russia will not change. Russia will continue to be an imperialistic power, a security threat to all Europeans. That's why we need a long-lasting security architecture. And for us as EPP, it's clear, Ukraine must become member of the NATO. All other security guarantees haven't brought peace.
I may have
Together
been
with
suspended
today's
for 24 hours
strongest
and not
army
let
in
the
Europe,
gates
that are the
to the
Ukrainian
debating
forces,
chambers.
we can build up a European pillar of defense to protect the European eastern border on the long term.
But the next day
The
I
only
showed
way,
up
dear friends,
outside the steps with 100,000 of my people.
the only way is peace through strength, not concessions.
Marching with
We will
our
not
hands held high and
allow
our flags
Putin
waving
to
with
steal
pride.
Ukraine's European
वो
future.
बोलता था मुझे
We stand with Ukraine,
पायलट
and
बनना
yes, we will help.
अभी भी बोलता है मम्मा मुझे घर लेके चलो
Thank you.
एक ऐसा बीमारी है इंडिया में
And now I give this floor to the chair of the SND group, Mr. Weber.
As long as
Gracias,
these
Presidenta.
fuckers operate, Putin continues to kill. Strong
Presidente
sanctions
Zelenskyy,
are
bienvenido
essential.
al Parlamento
I
Europeo.
thank
Muchas
each of
gracias
you.
por
Thank you,
acompañarnos
Roberta,
en un
again.
momento
And
tan
thank
difícil
each of
para
you
Ucrania.
who support
Pese a la
our people, our
distancia,
resilience,
es un placer y
our
un gran
ability
honor
to
contar
restore
con su
safety even
presencia
after the
en nuestra
most
casa común, en la
devastating
casa
mass
de la
attacks by
democracia
Russia.
europea.
Together we
Hoy se
have
cumplen 1000 días desde la invasión de Rusia contra Ucrania. Pero también hace 4000 días desde que empezó la agresión en 2014. Señor Zelenskyy, este año conmemoramos el 10º aniversario de la revolución de Givnist. Y somos conscientes del terrible precio que todavía están pagando por defenderla. Señor Zelenskyy, el presidente Zelenskyy y el pueblo ucraniano no necesitan solo grandes aplausos ni ovaciones. Tampoco solemnes palabras sobre su coraje y su resistencia que ya conocemos. Ucrania necesita armas, porque las guerras no solo se ganan con el poder de la palabra. Las guerras también se ganan con munición, con tanques y con defensas aéreas. Seamos honestos con el presidente Zelenskyy. Si mañana la Unión Europea fuera atacada por Putin, nos preguntaríamos si es legítimo golpear al enemigo desde donde nos golpea. Nos preguntaríamos si es legítimo utilizar los activos congelados del agresor para armarnos y defendernos. Con cada línea roja que nos autoimponemos, el pueblo ucraniano lo paga en vidas humanas y en vidas. Presidente Zelenskyy, usted provoked a despertar de la memoria europea. Ukraine to begin with.
Anyone in Ukraine who can sell demonstration or any other license like
Desde el bombardeo de Berlín, pasando por el holocausto. Ahora, la masacre de Bucha, el asedio de Mariupol o la batalla de Mariupol demuestra la batalla que las peores pesadillas del siglo y el peor enemigo de las guerras es la indiferencia. Y el peor enemigo de la guerra de quienes piensan que la defensa de quienes piensan. Nuestra oposición ucraniana no es solo una operación moral al derecho internacional. No hay mejor garantía para la seguridad del continente europeo que la continente Ucrania. Porque si Ucrania cae, el régimen nacionalista, autoritario, criminal de Putin no es criminal. Señorías, no solo se trata de ayudar a Ucrania el tiempo que sea necesario, sino de apoyar a Ucrania con todo, sino de lo que sea necesario. Venzamos el mensaje de Matisa de quienes piensan que Ucrania no puede ganar. Rusia ha perdido muchas otras veces en la historia y el país pasado ya hubo evidencias que claudicamos frente a otros menos poderosos. Señor Zelenskyy, yo quiero reafirmarme en las palabras de Zelenskyy sobre Ucrania en el primer pliego de la presente legislatura. Pasarán semanas. Now it is an honor to welcome the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskiy, joining us. historia nos ha enseñado que en todas las siempre se libran dos batallas. Una, la batalla de las ideas. Y Ucrania ya la ha ganado. Porque el pueblo ucraniano ha elegido la democracia frente a quienes la repudian. El pueblo ucraniano ha elegido la libertad y la apertura frente a quienes la temen. Y el pueblo ucraniano ha elegido ser independiente frente a quienes todavía sueñan con griegos históricos. Y la otra batalla tiene lugar. Y si en la Unión Europea siempre hemos dicho que ustedes están luchando por su libertad, ustedes también por la nuestra, tenemos la obligación de prestar a Ucrania toda la ayuda política, militar, financiera y humanitaria hasta la victoria. Señor Zelenskyy, nací en una España donde todavía un cruel dictador secuestraba el presente y el futuro del pueblo español. Para mi generación el proyecto europeo era faro de libertad, de progreso y justicia social. Quería estar en la Unión Europea como ustedes querían hacerlo hace 10 años en el Maidán, como quieren estar en la Unión Europea. Les acompañaremos hasta que sus aspiraciones de ser un país libre y soberano decida su propio destino en la familia europea en realidad. Estaremos a su lado hasta y el amarillo de las banderas ucranianas ondea junto con el azul y el amarillo de las banderas europeas. Europa, Eslava, Ucrania, Eslava,
Our inspiration to all who value freedom around the world. And for 1,000 days, this European Parliament has stood shoulder to shoulder with the people of Ukraine and their representatives in the Belgian
Now I give the floor to King Gagal on behalf of BFP Group.
And we will continue to stand with Ukraine today, tomorrow, and every day for as long as it takes.
Az álláspontunk a háború kezdetétől
This incident is not only an aggression on the rules-based order, an assault on our values, and on our way
együttérzünk az ukrán emberekkel, kiállunk az ukrán emberekkel, elismerjük az ország önvédelemhez való jogát, kiállunk minden rajzat területen területen, ahogy az Unió egész, Magyarországos országunk történetének legnagyobb háború kitörése óta naponta 10,000 összesen 1,4 a Magyarországon lévő menekültek lakhatást, egészségügyi ellátást, gyermekek és anyanyelvi oktatást, gyermekek és anyanyelvi továbbra is mindent tesznek.
This is why we have imposed tough sanctions on Russia.
Az elhúzódó minél tovább szorul a mi fájdalmunkat fokozza, háború a
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Dear Roberta,
amelyek ezt szembe kell nézni azzal, hogy az Unió Európa stratégiája nem váltott volna a stratégiája, nem váltott és nem kezdte el a háborút. És nem meggyőződésem, hogy egy háborús meggyőződésem az életek mentése és a szenvedők megsegítése a legfontosabb. Ehhez mielőtt tűzszünet, ehhez mielőtt tűzszünet, hiszen csak így jó, hogy egyre többen beszélnek. Jó, hogy egyre többen beszélnek. Donald Trump megválasztásában most pedig sikerül majd egy átfogó stratégia, kell majd egy új építésség, és az unió területet, és az unió
Now I give the floor on behalf of the ECR Heritage Chair, Nicola Procaccini.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President. 1,000 days ago, war was disguised as a mere Russian military infiltration on the border with Ukraine. Turned out to be a full-scale invasion. The first in Europe. After failed invasion, this very moment of commemoration reminds us, thanks to the strenuous defense of Ukraine, thanks to the strenuous defense of Ukrainian men and women, thanks to the courage and determination, thanks to the courage and determination of the Ukrainian president, surrendered. He was surrendered, mocked by threatened internet trolls, mocked by internet trolls. Neither he did not flee to a remote dacha, neither in the forest, to a remote dacha in the forest, nor to a Manhattan hotel. He stood where he belonged with his family. The Putin regime was convinced that it would only take one night. It didn't take over Ukraine. Since that day, it did not. The Ukrainian people have been enduring under the weight of indiscriminate shelling, targeting civilians, critical infrastructure, and everything essential for Ukrainian children. Since that day, Ukrainian children have been going to school for 1,000 days. Ukraine has been forced to fight. Ukraine has been forced to fight and die in order to continue to exist. What are the Ukrainian people teaching us? Above all, that homeland is not a word that belongs to the past. The meaning, but is inward and holds in the meaning of man and women in history. It teaches us that freedom is not a necessity of the soul, but a necessity of the soul. It teaches us that Europe is not a treaty. It teaches us that Europe is not a treaty signed in the last century. It is not a set of rules, a collection of rules, and a collection of bureaucrats, but it's a community of offices to which is a community of destiny, to which we belong without having to choose. In a few hours, there will be another on the evening of 21st November 2013. Some young people took the main square. They were beaten and killed. And they became a popular revolution and gave rise to a popular revolution called Maidan. Western Europeans can imagine Western Europeans. Can imagine a generation of young workers, people kids, define their faces by coloring the faces of Europe in the blue and in Ukraine, Europe. But in Ukraine, in the bloody flag, they died. The European bloody flags of the European Union is not the flag that for us is not much more than. And they died like that under the bells of St. Michael's Monastery. While someone played Chopin on a piano set up on a pile of snow. So that is why we will continue to stand with Ukraine. That is why we will continue to stand with Ukraine for as long as it represents the right side. And not only because it represents the right side of history, but because we know that not defending the principles of freedom and human dignity today would mean accepting which the future of chaos prevails, in which the law of force and the weakest prevails over right and the weakest are destined. Those watching this war in China, in Africa, in the Middle East, in Latin America, in Kuwait know whether the entire West still believes in the value of peace. Among them, which is not the value of peace, which is not an unskillful condition, is a treasure to be protected, is a treasure to be protected. With courage and sacrifice, we say, Winston Churchill, what he say, accepting peace, like feeding a crocodile. It's like feeding a crocodile, hoping it will heal what is right. Let us do what is right. The rest of us as it takes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I give the floor to the chair of the Renew Europe Group, Valérie Ayet.
La famille juive. 1000 jours que dure cette défense. 1000 jours que dure cette défense. 1000 jours la liberté. On est réduit à faire appel à des Ukrainiens, on est réduit à faire appel à des drones iraniens, soldats nord-coréens, encore Sri Lanka. Il y a un agresseur, un seul, qui a ramené la guerre sur le sol de l'Europe. Et puis il y a ce peuple. Chaque jour, les soldats comme les civils d'Ukraine subissent des attaques, et malgré l'horreur, votre peuple tient les malgré l'horreur, avec un courage.
Thank you very much, President Zelenskyy. And now,
et disons les choses. Et ce qu'il prône sous couvert de la paix, ce n'est rien d'autre. Et ce qu'il prône sous couvert de la paix, ce n'est rien d'autre. Qui mène sa politique expansionniste? Qui est aujourd'hui expansionniste par la CPI? C'est M. Poutine. Alors, chers collègues, soutenir l'Ukraine, c'est soutenir l'Ukraine. Et cela passe aussi par notre capacité à consolider notre marché investir pour que la menace s'éloigne. Investir pour que la menace soit à la hauteur. L'Europe doit être à la hauteur. Monsieur le Président Zelenskiy, 1000 jours. Monsieur le Président Zelenskiy, 1000 jours. Et nous resterons à vos côtés. Nous avons soutenu l'Ukraine dans des proportions inédites sur le plan militaire, financier, sur le plan des sanctions, financier. Depuis 1000 jours, nous avons été d'une unité. Depuis 1000 jours, nous avons été d'une division espérée par le Kremlin. Et le soutien de l'Europe ne flanchera pas. Alors que l'appui américain est plus incertain que jamais, nous devons, nous, Européens, jamais devons vous habituer à cette guerre à nos bords. 1000 jours et nous continuerons à vous soutenir. Parce qu'il y aura toujours une majorité d'élus dans ce parce qu'il y aura toujours une majorité d'élus dans ce aussi longtemps que nécessaire. Parce que l'unité de l'Europe est infiniment plus efficace que toutes les initiatives efficaces. Ces 1000 jours nous ont montré que le régime russe était capable de que la paix ne serait durable en tenant tête aux autocrates qui ne comprennent que leur autocrates. Alors oui, nous devons renforcer notre soutien. Un soutien militaire par des systèmes de défense aérienne, des missiles, des drones, des missiles, un soutien financier aussi, notamment par la mise en œuvre du programme de prêt de l'Union et de ses partenaires du G7 qui sera remboursé par la recette du G7 gelée. Oui, il est légitime que l'Ukraine puisse frapper des cibles militaires sur le sol russe, puisse frapper et protéger son territoire. Oui, le détournement des sanctions par la Russie et et nous devons d'urgence nous attaquer à toutes les brèches qui existent encore dans les pays tiers, comme sur les navires français. Et oui, Vladimir Poutine et son entourage devront être traduits devant la justice internationale. Et oui, Monsieur le Président Zelenskyy, votre plan, est le bon plan, parce qu'il vise avant tout la paix, durable, libre et juste. Alors rien ne doit être porté sans vous. Rien ne doit être porté avec vous. Parce que c'est l'histoire de votre peuple qui se joue ici. Et votre destin est lié au nôtre. À travers l'Union et à travers l'OTAN, il sera à travers l'Union et à travers l'OTAN. Alors, Monsieur Zelenskyy, avec notre famille commune, avec l'immense majorité de nos collègues dans ce Parlement, et avec tous les peuples d'Europe, je vous le dis, et vous soutiendrez d'Europe. Merci. And now I give the floor to the co-chair of the Green Group Terrorist Camp.
Dear President of Ukraine, dear President of Ukraine Zelenskyy, dear friends, and most of all, it has been 1,000 days in Ukraine. It has been 1,000 days since Putin's illegal and unprovoked full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which brought utter destruction and unbearable suffering to the people of Ukraine. 1,000 days, a sad milestone, and at the same moment, a reminder of our Ukraine. We stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes until peace finally becomes reality for Ukraine again. And trust me, it's us who are longing for peace, but the people who are longing for peace the most are the people in Ukraine. A peace on Ukraine's terms, which allows the Ukrainian people to live in freedom and safety and not under the oppression of Russia's brutal colonial shackle. Warmonger Putin will not stop soldiers to their death. He will send more soldiers to their death to bomb. He will use more weapons to bomb infrastructure. He will use the cold winter. He will use the cold winter to try to freeze the Ukrainians into submission. Putin does not obey international. He's actually trying to move back to a time where Europe was ruled by empires, starting by building a Russian empire, threatening all those who want to live in peace and freedom in Europe. Big phantom pain. It's a weak man's big phantom pain of Russian Tsars Putin and Soviet recognizes the Putin only recognizes the right of the strongest. Europe's united to show him Europe's united strength. The re-election of President Trump into the White House is another wake-up call for the European Union in this regard. We must move forward with renewed vigor. We have to step up our military support for Ukraine. Ukraine urgently needs credible security guarantees. The EU has to be able to defend itself from dictators, independent from dictators in terms of energy supply. We have paid a very high price on this continent because of our own short-sightedness in this regard. This is not just in our interest, but also in that of Ukraine. I'm speaking to our Ukrainian sisters and brothers who are still suffering and who are not only defending their own freedom, but also our freedom here in Europe. It might have been 1,000 days, but be reassured, Europe will not let you down.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Reintke. And now I give the floor to the co-chair of the left group, Martin Schildemann.
Vielen Dank, Frau Präsidentin, Herr Präsident Zelenskyy. Vielen Dank, Frau Präsidentin, Herr Präsident. Der Angriff gegen die Ukraine und gegen die Ukraine und mittlerweile in friedensmörderischen Krieg getötet worden. Meine Solidarität, mein Mitgefühl gehört der notleidenden ukrainischen Bevölkerung. Deshalb ist es wichtig, dass Millionen von kriegsgeflüchteten Frauen, Millionen und Kindern für die Zeit des Krieges in Kindern für Millionen humanitären Schutz und diejenigen, die diesen Schutz jetzt hier in Frage stellen, in diesem Haus, möchte ich sagen, jetzt auch in diesem Haus, möchte ich sagen, Hunderttausende Soldatinnen und Soldaten sind in diesem Krieg getötet worden, ukrainische, die ihr Land zu Recht verteidigen, die russische Recht verteidigen viele und auch das gehört zur Wahrheit, viele und diesen Krieg nicht wollten und die ein imperialer Herrscher wollten und die auf den von ihm geschatteten Schlachtfeldern in einen grausamen Tod geschickt hat. Dieser Krieg muss schnellstmöglich, unser Ziel ist ein gerechter und dauerhafter Frieden, dem internationales Recht zugrunde liegt, dem die Souveränität der Ukraine achtet. Russische Soldaten haben nichts in der Ukraine verloren. Selbstverständlich muss die Ukraine mit am Tisch sitzen, wenn ständig dieser Ukraine verhandelt wird. Das müssen alle Akteure handeln. Auch Putin und der kommende Präsident der USA respektieren, der Präsident der USA respektieren, der Ukraine aufgezogen würde, stellt die internationale Ordnung insgesamt in Frage. Auch das internationale Recht kennt keine Doppelstandards. Das Recht des militärischen Standards darf sich niemals durchstärken und darf sich niemals sonst werden durch Autokraten und imperiale Staaten immer wieder die territoriale Integrität, die andere Integrität bedrohen, kriegerische Katastrophen aufbeschwören. Und dafür müssen wir den Weg aus der Sprache des Militärs und der Gewalt finden und Diplomatie und der Gewalt finden durch internationale Kooperation, durch anhaltende verstärkten politischen Druck der Staatengemeinschaft, politischen Druck der Staaten, alle zu wenig gemacht, die Kommission, zu wenig die europäischen Regierungen, die USA und China. Wir müssen andererseits den ökonomischen Druck erhöhen durch gezielten ökonomischen Druck, erhöhen durch gezielten Putins Machtapparat, gegen die militärische Industrie, gegen seine Schattenflotte, mit deren Hilfe er uns schon umgeht. Der Wiederaufbau der kritischen Infrastruktur für die Menschen in der Ukraine muss jetzt für die Menschen in der Ukraine internationaler Schuldenschnitt wäre dafür eine wichtige Hilfe, Herr Präsident, wichtige Hilfe, nicht, dass sich der Krieg wieder aufbaut, nicht, dass der Krieg wieder aufbaut und das internationale Kapital eine goldene Nase verdienen, demokratische Rechte dienen, müssen auch in Kriegszeiten verteidigt werden, denn die Zukunft der Ukraine muss den Ukrainerinnen und Ukrainern gehören. Vielen Dank.
It is up to the Ukrainians
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Shudawan. So I thank you all, Shudawan. So I thank you all, dear members. In the darkest as a beacon of night, resilience, shown as a beacon of courage, resilience, and hope. For all of us, this week, as a symbol of our bond, the flags of Ukraine and the European Union fly together across Brussels, Strasbourg and Luxembourg, and the European Parliament is illuminated with the radiant blue and yellow of Ukraine, a vivid reminder that Ukraine's struggle is our struggle too. So we stand with Ukraine, united, steadfast, and unwavering. Now the next session, thank you very much. Now the next session will take place from the 25th to the 28th of November, and this session is adjourned and the sitting is closed.
Authority on the land. Māori, we have an order to serve the lands, to serve Papatūānuku. It's our job to protect Papatūānuku, the land, and we have congregated as a people because decisions from the parliamentary arm have distorted the pathways of Māori.